world almost devoid of human life, a world of struggle and an endless battle against machines, and a world being reclaimed by its fauna. Yet here we are with these two silly billies. Artis is a simple game, yet it's really charming. The game is a turn-based RPG, which feels pretty fun so far. With this being a demo, it's of course only got so much content to offer the player, but what there is pretty great. The game is story-based and ended up taking me a little over an hour and a half to complete, and I was disappointed in the game for only one reason, and that's because the demo was so short. Like, I got pulled in so hard that when the game said, hey, this is the end of the demo, I was like, I can't play anymore? Now though, we can move on to the combat in the game and how fun it is. The game of course has its combat system, which is simpler, so I'll start there first instead of the story. And if you've played any turn-based RPG game ever, this will feel pretty familiar to you. And Artis does have some differences in terms of combat than other games do. Like, the turn system is interesting as, unlike any other turn-based RPG, the system seems to be functioning more on a basis of speed than strict back and forths. And I can't say for certain that's what's going on, but that's definitely how it feels. And the demo allows for you to upgrade your weapon, but not really much else at the moment. And the rest of your gear is mostly untouched, and until the final game comes out, I assume it'll stay that way. The combat scenarios themselves are pretty cool because they set you on this plane with a background that has like a coordinate window around it, and it's just enough of a difference from other games that it's noticeable in a good way, but doesn't detract from the game in any negative way. Another simple thing is the games map, and I find it to be pretty fun as you get to actually walk around to other areas you need to go to instead of, just fast traveling or just appearing there. And it's not the most impactful thing ever, but it's fun to just walk around the map, seeing the places around you. But now on to the part of the game I found more interesting and enjoyable, the story. Artis sees you follow the journey of the character Akane and her experience working for the Lift Club and living in this dystopian future. The Steam page describes the game as such. With a playful and humorous style and clever details, this adventure is light, easy, and full of smiles. And I will 100% agree here because the game, despite the overarching sad tone of the state of the world, focuses on the smaller day-to-day things that happen. And there's a bunch of small things like character interactions that show the more human side to these people, making you a little more vested in them. And most of the interactions through the game description being more on the silly side than anything serious. Our main character, Akane, for example, has a little robot companion simply named Bot. The interactions between the two are super cute as Akane clearly loves Bot, and she'll literally grab him, hug him, swing him around, chat with him, among other things of course. And the two of them also chat with each other enough to show you their relationship. These are among some of my favorite character interactions in the game, as Akane is much more silly and laid back, whereas Bot is like a stoic, logical machine, doesn't feel the same way humans do. And though that doesn't stop the two of them from being pretty funny together. Once again, it's everyone's favorite part of the video, the part where I ask you to like and subscribe. That is literally the best way to support me. Just share my video, like it, engage with it in any way possible. I do read comments, and those are always fun to see, so please comment, tell me what you thought about the video, what you thought about my other things, any suggestions for what I should do. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share the video around, do all that stuff. I really want to hit like 1,000 by hopefully the end of the summer, which would be like end of August. But back to the video. Another thing is how the game's story is told to you, and I find it to be quite unique as I've not seen many games do it before, if at all. As the story is presented to you between character dialogues, but also in these, what the game describes as comic-style panels. And I love this a lot as it gives the game a lot of its charm. I know some people don't really care for a game's story and could, just see this as distracting or annoying, as it's pulling them out of the game or some other stupid bullshit like that. Personally, the story aspect of games is one of my favorite things about games as a medium, and is definitely what sets a couple of them as my favorites of all time, and this game, upon full release, could end up being one of those games for me. One thing Artis does as well that I've not seen before is zooming in on character interactions with the world. And now I know that by itself doesn't probably make much sense, but let me just show you. So when Akane, for example, jumps into her bed, that's the character interaction. The camera cuts a slice out of the world and zooms in to show us what's going on. And it's a very simple thing to do, but not something I've ever thought about because I've not really seen it before, and definitely adds more charm to the game. The music in this game is also just beautiful. One of the better songs in my opinion is a simple one, and it's just a song that plays when you're at home. Just a nice, simple piano melody goes a long way, and I can't explain it, but this specific song does a lot for me mentally, Probably because some of my favorite songs, or at least the most influential for my mental state, have followed a similar pattern. It's just a simple, calm beat, yet for me it does more than it needs to. Another thing I forgot to mention earlier is that this game does have inspirations, one of which is not Nier Automata, but Artis reminds me so much of Nier Automata, which is one of my favorite and most influential single-player games of all time to me, that seeing the things in this game and hearing the music just hit me like a truck without me realizing it in the moment. The game has plenty of other little melodies and songs as well, mostly changing when you change location like other games. The Lith Club song is the same kind of piano, but it's got some strings in the back for more depth, which helps set the more serious tone of the place as it's, a business. Other songs, of course, include the battle theme that plays when you encounter enemies in dungeon, with the only time that changes is when you're facing the huge boss enemies, two of which are just unkillable bosses. But the big bosses all have their own themes, is nice as they play off the music already in the area, making them more dramatic. There are, of course, other songs throughout the main city and larger game, but we'd be here for much longer than needed if I decided to try and cover every single one of them. Similar to my past demo reviews, this is a game I can't help but recommend you try for yourself. Unlike the others, which were a platformer and shooter, this game focuses much more on the story element, so if for some godforsaken reason you don't enjoy a good story, then I think this is a game you must play. It's a simple story, yet it's done so well. The characters are super fun too, just watching them chat is a delight in and of itself. And considering how short this game was though, that's all I've got to say. But please try this game and support this developer because the game deserves much more attention than it probably has right now. But that's the end, and thanks for watching, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and I hope to see you again real soon.